If you ever wanted to feel like you've entered the Old West, just head out to the plains and hills of eastern Oregon. And if you travel the dirt roads into the heart of nowhere, you might find yourself coming across a literal home on the range. We're here today at Cunningham Sheep, just in time for lambing season, and all that entails. Oregonians are anything but ordinary. We're traveling the state to find the weird and wonderful jobs people do, and how they stay safe doing them. I'm Corey Jenkins, and this is Oregon Odd Jobs. This video includes recently born animals and a live birth. Viewer discretion is advised. That's life on a farm. Out here, there's not a whole lot to look at, except for maybe the occasional tumbleweed. Oh, and sheep. Lots of sheep. And during this time of the year, more and more were showing up each day, which is good for business when you sell wool for a living, but can make for a busy time on the farm. Glen here has been working with sheep for most of his life. So you've been in this business how long, Glen?
I grew up on a sheep ranch just over the hill here, about 60 miles.
Okay.
And I got the bug young to be a truck driver. And what I ended up doing is hauling sheep. So I went to work for a feedlot, happened to be sheep. And then I got into the meat export business and ended up exporting sheep.
Well, needless to say, there was no one better to show me the ropes of lambing season. The season itself lasts around 60 days. How many lambs are born on a farm this size?
I don't like to get more than 120 a day. If I get more than that, I really get jam-packed down there. So 80 to 100 is ideal, 100 to 120, we're pushing it. And sheep love to lamb in bad weather.
Just because it's like cold, get this thing out of me, I want to go inside?
They love to make us work. That's sheep's prerogative, is to get humans to...
Get humans to work?
Oh yeah, they love it. They love it.
The first task of the day was to walk out among the sheep and see if anything was happening. And within minutes, we came across two freshly born baby lambs. As a first-time mom, she wasn't quite sure about all this, so it was our job to help her. We placed the lambs by the gate and waited for the mom's instinct to kick in. How long did it take you to perfect your sheep sound? Is there
about 65 years.
65, since you were a baby. After a bit, the mom reunited with her young, along with an entourage of others. But we still weren't done. Little by little, we would move the lambs, then herd the sheep, then move the lambs again, until they were safe and sound inside the barn. Here, mom and babies will have a pen to themselves to bond under the careful watch of Glen and his team. Our next job was doing health checks on all the other new families, which consisted of checking the bags on the moms and seeing if the babies had filled out. When we found some lambs that weren't getting enough to eat, it was time to lend a helping hand.
Okay, we're gonna give them a drink. So now you asked what I do with my bucket.
It's your sitting bucket.
This is my sitting bucket.
Oh, cozy.
So we'll get inside. We'll get Junior here. And we're gonna get him hooked up. This takes a lot of patience. They don't like to be grabbed around the head. It's like people. When you were 7 years old and I grabbed you by the head and pushed your face into a plate of spaghetti, you wouldn't like spaghetti anymore.
Yeah, probably not.
So now it knows its food source, where it comes from. So if you tickle its butt like this, that simulates the mother licking it with its tongue.
Okay.
And it encourages, see?
Oh, look at that. Well, then it was my turn on the bucket. And I'll just tell you, it didn't go so well.
Don't let her buy you. You're gonna win, Corey. Oh. Well, you didn't stroke her shoulder first.
Come on, kiddo. Come on. There you go, right there. Right there. Oh. Woo! She is strong.
Oh, she's peeing on your foot. That's what she thinks of you.
Yeah, I think you should take over, Glenn.
Okay.
I don't want to cause any more trauma to any lambs. All right, well now it was time to do something maybe a little easier, like painting sheep. It may seem short, but for the sheep that have been in the pens for around 24 hours, it was time to be sent back outside. But before they went, Mom and babies had to be painted with matching numbers in order to know which lambs belonged to which ewe. They also got ear tags, which, when scanned, contained all sorts of information on the lamb, such as its birthday, whether it was a male or female, or if it was a twin. Once the sheep are ready, Glenn brings them to the outside pens and groups them up with others. At first, he starts small and gradually builds them up into bigger and bigger herds.
We start the twins in a pen of six
Okay.
mamas and their babies.
Yeah.
The shed is where they bond, and out here that is where they learn to be a family, where they get their flocking instincts with others, how to find mama. So we just start increasing the herd slowly as they move down. We go from 6 to 12, then into 36, and then into 72.
Then they are taken out on the range, which is where we were heading to next. The range itself can be a lonely and isolating place. As we approached, a single shepherd, his dogs, and the sheep were the only things in sight. Adolfo here is one of 6 herders, and with wind like this, you can bet he's dressed for the part.
You gotta be prepared for everything. So the rain jacket is actually our wind jacket as well. And we like the poncho style, so you can walk. So he's got his gloves on, he's got his Carhartt on, he's got his wool jumper.
4, 5 layers.
Dress in layers.
Yeah. From here, Adolfo will spend the next few months traveling with the sheep for 65 miles as they head to the Blue Mountains, where they will stay from June to September before beginning the trek back. The shepherds stay in a camper where they protect the sheep from local predators like mountain lions, bears, and wolves. Back at the barn, there was still work to be done. You see, when a sheep has 3 lambs instead of the usual 1 or 2, Glenn and his team will pull the third, called a bummer lamb, to make sure it gets the nutrients it needs. They get put here, in the orphanage. After a hard day's work, this is the right place to be. Without a mom, these lambs won't make the journey to the mountains this year. Instead, they will go home with Glenn to Pilot Rock until they're big enough to join the herd. But for now, they live here, pampered and spoiled. It was feeding time, and after a quick demonstration, it was my turn. Look at that. Oh, going to town! But just when I thought it was time to leave, there was an emergency. A sheep was struggling to give birth, and we had to save it.
You want to get one leg, the shoulder part past her hip. You want to just keep pulling, and you'll feel it come.
Just the one, grab just
the
the one leg?
one leg at a time. Just keep pulling.
Nice and slow like that?
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Now the other one.
Go.
There you go. Okay, now grab both legs and
Both
the head.
legs and the head, kind of everything together?
Yeah, and pull that way. That's a big lamb. Keep going.
There we go.
All right, get up. Get the...
You want to pull this back?
Yeah, get the placenta, pull it on out. Come on, baby. Now pat its belly a little bit here, keep that heart going. And we'll put her up by the nose of Mama. What? Okay, Mama, you do your job now.
And soon, a grateful mom was attending to her baby, creating that familiar bond between mother and child. Well, Glenn, thanks so much. Wow, we've seen like the whole circle of life here. I've done things I never thought I would do in my life, and the things that you do on like a daily basis.
Brought in new life, didn't you?
Did.
It was a pleasure having you guys.
Well, thanks so much.
Oh, no, your hands are all gross. So you placenta all over them.
Placenta?
Yeah.
It's not that big of a
After
deal.
pulling that lamb.
Yeah, all right. All right, well, that's it then. See ya.
All right.